Hey, what is up, guys? It's me, Justin, back here again with another video. Why I say back? Okay, but anyways, why did I actually say that? But besides that, besides me saying back, I have a story time for you. Yay! So if you go to school, I mean, obviously you go to school, unless you're an adult and you watch my videos, which is, I'm not saying that's weird, but really I don't expect adults to watch my videos. Like, really, most YouTubers don't really expect adults to watch their videos more often, but let's say most of the population is kids and teenagers. You had a 4-day weekend last week, so yay, congrats, but not congrats, but whoever celebrates the holidays, like Rosh Hashanah, I think that's what we're off for. Hopefully you enjoyed your holidays, but we had a 4-day weekend. That's sadly gone now, but we still enjoyed it. And I'm gonna be talking about something, because man, when we came back from break, the past 3 days of school were pretty hectic. I did not expect to come back to such a packed 3 days, but let's get right into it. So it all started when I came back that Wednesday. It was a pretty normal school day, and I'm friends with both of the people this happened to. So there's two people in my class that I'm gonna change their names for privacy reasons. So there is I'll name one of them Robert, and the other one Robert and God, why is it so hard to find a name? Like, not that many names like I could think of that really fit these people, but why do you guys don't even know them? Okay, Robert and Jason. So Robert and Jason were two people I know, right? Two people I'm friends with, and it was a pretty normal day. You know, nothing really happened until homeroom. So if you're in elementary school, you don't know what homeroom is yet, unless you have it. But once you start middle school, you might have it. Like that's when you start to have it mainly. I didn't have it in my elementary. So it's basically like before you go to class, you're in your homeroom, and you know, it's like it's like the classroom, your main classroom. And we were there. It was after the whole day was over. Nothing happened the whole day. You know, we were just normal day, doing work, talking to your friends at lunch, eating pizza. So PM homeroom, we go home, and this is how it all started. I sit down and with my friend, who I'm gonna name Larry. So Larry and me were sitting down just talking, and then I see Jason and Robert get up, and both of them are just like standing there screaming at each other. And another kid who will be featured for the next, technically second story in the story, whose name I will give Jack. No, not Jack. That's already taken. Jonathan. Jonathan was pushing, well, not pushing, but like holding back Jason. So he was holding back Jason. They were both screaming at each other, you know. And I heard Jason scream, "What you want? You want to slap me again?" And I have no idea what's going on. I'm just there, like dumbfounded from the whole situation, just looking at like Robert and Jason just screaming at each other. And just Jason tries to charge for Robert, but you know, Jack just not Jack. God darn it, Jonathan holds him back. Jonathan holds him back, and you know, like he holds him back until he calms down. And another kid from my class just comes in, and they talk him down, and they sit like Robert and Jason sit awfully close to each other. So that's kind of bad for the situation. So after it all dies down, we go back to sitting down, wait for like the 5 minutes until they say we can leave and go home. So we sit there waiting, I'm minding my own business. I go back to talking to Larry about what just happened, and I hear from like somewhere to my right another kid asking Robert, you know, how did that start? He said, "I'm not gonna talk about it now, but all I know is that Jason's punches are mad weak." And Jason just comes out from the back, and I'm not lying, I heard somebody from my class screaming, "Watch out, watch out, watch out!" And the next thing you know, Jason full throttles forward and punches Robert straight across the face. So Robert looks behind him, drops his bag, and 50 people just got up to break up the fight. And Robert just ducks and weaves and just jumps around everybody and elbows elbows Jason right in the face. And we're all like, oh, wait, break it up. And then you have these like huge swarm of kids pushing like Jason and Robert away from each other. Like 5 kids had to hold Jason back and push him towards the door and just slam him on the door until he calmed down. And meanwhile, Robert is just ducking and weaving through everyone, just like dodging everyone, and trying to throw punches at Jason. Eventually, they get Robert and just pull him all the way to the other side of the room. And I'm just sitting there with Larry, and Larry's out of his seat right now. He's just jumping all over the place, like, oh my god, bro, get him. He is not influential. But I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, okay, that was hectic. And after that's all over, the dean comes in and just takes both of them out of the classroom. And when me and my friends are walking outside, we're just talking about the whole thing. We're like, some of our friends, they're like, oh, well, at least we have something to talk about throughout the weekend. I'm like, yeah, but like still, we didn't expect that to happen. That was crazy. But then we just we just talked about it after school and a little bit the next day. And next day comes, and we're at lunch, right? I'm with me and my friends. I have another group of friends from a different class, and so I've known these friends since elementary school. So I'm sitting there, right? And I'm with my friend. Oh god, there's so many people in this story. I'll name him Deegan. Deegan. Okay, I'll name him Deegan. Oh god. Oh, he's gonna hate me so much for this. Okay, Deegan. But I was sitting with him, right? And Jonathan from the last story is there, and one of our friends was like was sad and upset about something. And so there's this really like I don't know how to say it. I don't know what to like call her. One of the more popular girls in the school who thought she could boss around everybody, but whenever she was not getting attention, she'd be just as mad at the people she makes mad. So she was sitting down, right? And Jonathan from the last story comes over and asked my friend who was upset and sad what was wrong, because she started crying. And he's also really good friends with her, and she's about to tell him when the girl says, well, maybe if you're around here more often, you had more friends, maybe you would know what's wrong with her, huh? She said something around those lines, right? Something to actually get him mad. And he was like, what? And then she just tells him this bunch of stuff that makes him really angry, and he just punches the lunch table. And if you guys know how hard that lunch table is, I mean you could break it with enough force, but it's pretty hard. Like, if you punch that, your knuckles are gonna at least be bleeding, gonna pop out of your hand. But he just punches it and leaves like a huge dent in the table. And he was like, watch who you're talking to. And he just starts screaming at her, like, and so this guy was legit about to hit a girl. And so you remember Jason from the last story, who was in the fight, comes over and holds Jonathan back. So that's a twist, because yesterday it was Jonathan holding Jason back. Now Jason's holding Jonathan back. He's like, bro, don't hit a girl. What are you trying to do? Don't hit a girl. And meanwhile, he's just trying to pull out. So my friend Deegan, like there are 3 other kids trying to pull him out so there can be a fight. And I look at Deegan. Deegan's like, bro, I'm gonna go jump in. I'm like, dude, you do not want to get in there. And he just takes off his jacket, his book bag, jumps behind Jonathan. And the only thing I see is the most hilarious thing. I'm sorry, just thinking back on this, I laugh so hard. Okay, Deacon jumps behind Jonathan, grabs him by the stomach, starts holding him back, and Jonathan just keeps on like pushing his pushing him back like with his back, so like ramming into him. And he just keeps on slamming Deacon into the wall, and Deacon's just like smacking like and he's just taking it. He's just like, okay, I'm just holding you. He's like telling him, bro, I'm just trying to hold you back. I'm trying to hold you back. And he's just taking it. And they hold him until the Dean comes over once again, like holds him back against the wall and tries to calm him down. And when he's all calmed down, he's like telling him what like what he's doing is wrong and all that. And he calms him down, and we don't see Jonathan again for the next 3 periods, like I think until last period. So yeah, he comes in the middle of class, still looking a little upset, but he's way more calm than he was before. And we just say what happened. He was like, she got on my nerves. I was ready to throw some punches. And we're like, okay, we understand. Like she got really on your nerves. So so that was it for that one. Then here's the final story. The final story, which I probably think is the most best one out of all. Hopefully you guys are ready for this. So basically there's this girl in like 7th grade, I think, who for the past days like have been just like she likes to get into a lot of fights. So she used to be my best friend's dad's neighbor. So that's something you want to note, cause like she's on the 4th floor, which our academy is. As I said in the previous video, my school has like academies. So she's in our academy, and she's in 7th grade. And she's been getting into a lot of fights while I was in the hallway, and she has a very short temper. So if you tell her something, she'll blow her fuse really quickly. So the last day when I was there, this is basically what happened. So it was around 4th period after so this year for my school, we have like every single Friday we have like a weekly assembly at 3rd period. So that's that takes up one of our periods, which is cool. We get a free period. We get to chill out, take a break from all the work we've been doing. And after this, it's time to go to our classes, which it gives us 5 minutes, to get to our classes. And and basically get in our classes. I don't know why I had to say basically. But we're still on the 1st floor. We just came out the auditorium, and so the girl I'm gonna name Keela. Let me give her a name that's worthy of her temper tantrum. Fuse. Fuse, because she always blows her temper. Fuse. So Fuse is always mad. And there's this guy in our academy who is in my grade, 8th grade, and I'm gonna give him a name too. His name is going to be Ronald. Yes, Ronald. So Ronald is getting into an argument with her, and so he was walking, right? And he was talking to his friend, and he stopped moving. She was right behind him, and he stopped right in front of her. She was like, "Hey, what'd you stop for, bro? You gotta move." It was like, okay, so I'm talking to my friend. I could talk to him if I want to. I need to stop to get something out of my bag. I think that's what I mean. It's something related to that. He stopped to talk to his friend or do something with his bag, and then they just start going on throughout an argument, right? And I'm not sure who hit who first, but when I was walking and I turned the corner, all I heard was a loud slap. Like, have you ever seen the video, The Slap Heard Around the World? Yeah, that's what I heard, just like 10 times bigger. So, not 10 times bigger, 10 times louder. No, 100 times, 1,000 1,000 times louder. We could go to 1,000,000 if you like, but I think that's not pushing it at all. Actually, let's go to 1,000,000,000. No, infinite. It was that. It echoed throughout the hallways, and me and my friends and like all the people who have been associated in the last story, that like Jonathan, Jason, and Robert were there, and me and my best friend. So we were there, you know, and we run around the corner to see what's going on, right? And what happens? And when I turn around, I see. let me just say this: Ronald running, the girl, just like standing there. And when Ronald hits the corner, he turns around, and I see the girl just walking slowly. So I think it has nothing to I think like something just happened. Like she probably slapped him and he ran away, and he's just looking back at her. And I see his friend just like at the end of the hallway, also like standing by his left side. But when the girl walks up to him, you guys have seen Mission Impossible Fallout, right? So you guys remember the ending where you know August and Ethan are on the cliff and they're about to fight each other, and Ethan just like head charges him and like rams into his stomach. That's what this girl does to Ronald, and just, you know, I see him fall back on the wall, and like he just puts like her head underneath his arm and swings around and throws her. And by that point, I just turn around. I turn around and I walk away. I just walk to the staircase, go up to my class, sit down, and all of my friends who ran after that are not there, which I assume they're still looking at the fight. So I sit down and I'm like, what did I just see? What has this whole week become? I think I'm the only kid in class at this point, because I think almost every single other kid in the class ran to go look after it. Besides, like, some of the girls, because the girls don't, like, they're trying to behave good. So they're sitting in class, and I'm the only, like, kid there besides the girls. And I'm just sitting down there, just staring into my desk, and the teacher looks at me and is like, Justin, what's wrong? And I'm like, I just saw World War III go down in the hallway. It's actually been World War III this past whole week. It's only been 3 days, and it feels like 5 years. And I'm not gonna lie, after this was our lunch period, and I honestly thought it was 8th period because of how long and exhausting the day was after this. After that, it's just only been a whole period, and I already thought the day was over. I thought I lived through a whole 8 hours, but no. It was only 45 minutes. So that was a really crazy week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this story time. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.